trying to frame up and retaliate against Dorian because he made OSHA complaints about the conditions of the buses. Now that's supposed to be illegal, but apparently the city of San Francisco officials don't think they have to follow the law. They've also refused to provide documentation at the Sunshine Task Force. Managers didn't even bother showing up, even though they're required to provide this documentation. So you have a systemic corruption of the city of San Francisco, and we are not going to allow Dorian and other drivers like Victor Grayson and Chris Coughlin to be retaliated against for standing up for health and safety of the public. So our first speaker is going to be Dorian.
Ladies of the public, you need to know that these people in this building, they're holding kangaroo court. They're not looking out for the public interest in the transportation system of San Francisco. When we report issues with the buses, they won't fix them. They'll turn around and put it back out there in service, and your lives in danger while on these equipment. There's one of the buses right there I reported. It has faulty brakes. Brakes could go out at any given time without warning. I took the SFMTA to the Sunshine Task Force for maintenance records, personnel records, and they got slapped by the the Sunshine Task Force with a violation. So David Hill, the director of bus operations, he was sent to the Ethics Commission for withholding information from me. So in return, anything punitive that the Ethics Commission induced on him, he's inflicting it on me through his superintendents, Cheryl Turner and Cynthia Chambers. I have a hearing in about a couple of minutes, and I'm going to ask for a postponement because I have legal representation, and what they're doing to me is illegal. They're violating all my rights. They violated my rights to return to the platform after sustaining an injury from this defective equipment. And the people need to know that the system in San Francisco Transit, it will work if it's repairable, if it's repaired. It will work if we get rid of this building right here and all these officials that's inside this building that's holding this kangaroo court. That will save the city millions of dollars. And they could use that millions of dollars that they're using and put the position of the MTA back to the Transit Authority. That's where it was at one time. And the PUC. So that's where the voters need to do is sign the petition to bust the MTA and turn the powers back to the San Francisco Transit Authority. Those are elected officials that we put in here to look out for our best interests of our transit system. This kangaroo court that they holding today shows injustice because they didn't give me a Skelly hearing, which I didn't have, but they want to hold court in this room today. Thank you.
Phil Horne, and Phil is the lawyer representing Victor Grayson, has been standing up for city workers and transit workers who are fighting injustice. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you. Many people in San Francisco don't realize that San Francisco is Wisconsin. San Francisco passed Prop G. Prop G strips collective bargaining rights from workers the same way that Governor Walker wanted to strip rights away from workers in Wisconsin. Workers have to take what management offers, and if they don't take it, then they are forced it at arbitration. They basically lose their collective bargaining rights. Why were only the union workers selected for the stripping of their union rights? Because they're people of color and they're more vulnerable. Now we see how Prop G is in force in effect. Prop G is being used to strip further rights, including skelly rights and other rights from workers. So when workers complain about the conditions of the buses and public safety and workplace safety, they are targeted for termination. And that's exactly what happened to Dorian, and that's what's happening to Victor Grayson. They're being targeted because they complained about bus safety and workplace safety.
Hands off Dorian Maxwell. 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 Hands off Dorian Maxwell.
Well, all the muni bus drivers who are walking by here are agreeing with Dorian that the buses are falling apart. They're being forced to drive buses that are unsafe, and they understand that Dorian's being retaliated against because he is publicly speaking out and filing OSHA complaints. Now, it's illegal under the law to retaliate against a worker who files a health and safety complaint. That's exactly what's happening with Dorian Maxwell. So we're going to stop this. We're going to begin the campaign, and we're also going to link up all workers of the city of San Francisco being retaliated against illegally. We've got to defend health and safety for the public. We've got to defend the workers of the city.
City workers are paying dues and are not getting representation. This is a problem that Dorian's facing. It's a problem among many city workers. Their unions have basically become adjuncts of the Democratic Party or the mayor's office, and the unions themselves do not want to handle grievances. They simply, for them, it's just a waste of time to actually defend individual workers. We think we need a different kind of union movement, a union movement that defends workers and not a union movement that functions as a lobby within the Democratic Party.